should I tell people how long we've known each other? Congressman Bobby Scott. We've known each other for about 30 years. So, Congressman, you have been serving America in education as well as labor. You're the ranking member right now on labor. Labor workforce, actually. How important is that, since we're talking about jobs, inflation, the economy on this new ticket?
Well, a lot of those issues were issues I've been working on. I was chair of the committee for 4 years and ranking member of the committee since then, since the last 2 years. And we've been working on creating jobs. Joe Biden has created more jobs in 4 years than any Republican president has created. At least by the end of his term, he would have created more jobs than any Republican has created in 8 years. Great job record, low unemployment, and our job is to keep that going. Education is so important. We've had the biggest investment in K through 12 education in the history of the United States. The American Rescue Plan Act, that was important because the young people had been out of school. They needed to catch up, and you needed to do it quickly because if they graduated, it would be permanently they'd have a permanent loss in educational opportunities. So we did a great job there. So we're going to keep up the good work. Kamala Harris was involved in all of those issues, and so she's going to continue creating the jobs, keeping unemployment low, and working effectively to keep people working.
And Congressman, you've been able to work in a bipartisan fashion, bringing both sides together. Right now, this climate of divided politics, are you finding that tough going in the middle of this election campaign?
Well, the challenge is that a lot of things are going to be divisive. We're just not going to agree on. But on our committee, we've got a bipartisan job training bill and use of Pell Grants for job training. If we can get that passed, that would be transformational in giving people opportunities to use a Pell Grant, not just for college courses, but for shorter-term programs that they can't use them for now. Welding and things like that, jobs where there are plenty of openings and can transform somebody into a minimum wage worker into somebody who, with overtime, can make six figures. And a short-term program that you can't afford because you don't have a couple of $1,000s, that tuition can be covered by a Pell Grant if we can get this bill passed. The community colleges are doing a great job in offering those courses, but of course you need a little bit, and that is a barrier to many people really changing their lives.
Will Kamala Harris and Tim Walz be able to extend that and be able to reach out to both sides of the aisle?
Well, we have a bipartisan bill in the House. It's both of them, the job training, significant increase in investments in job training, and the use of Pell Grants have both been reported from the Education and Workforce Committee on a bipartisan basis. And so we're optimistic that we can get it through the House. We're working with senators to see what we can get past the Senate. But these opportunities are there, and people have to recognize that if you got a good skill, and our area, as you know, is heavy in shipbuilding, they can't hire all the people they need. And these jobs are, you can have great careers if you can get the skills. And these will enable you to get those skills.
And then, of course, the former President Barack Obama speaking later tonight.
And you've got great speakers, and there'll be great speakers all week.
All right.
We heard tremendous speeches last night, and I was delighted to see President Biden actually brag about many of the things he did. He talked about jobs. He talked about investments in climate, investments in reducing health care costs and premiums and drugs, all of the investments in education, all of the fights for your rights, your worker rights, your voting rights, reproductive rights, LGBTQ rights, all those he's been fighting for. And he's been a little slow on taking credit for it. But last night he did take credit, and we can see the great platform that people have to run on the Democratic side, because a lot of those achievements were made with very few, if any, Republican votes.
Congressman Bobby Scott of Virginia, I want to thank you for joining us